Hello everyone, I'm Renown Zero. We are back again talking about how Ubisoft is now making the bold claim that putting microtransactions in single-player games now makes the experience more fun, as the audience collectively facepalms. That's right. According to Ubisoft, after you've given them $70, which will soon, I'm sure, will be $80, giving them more money makes the game more fun because you can experience more of the game because your characters level up from all those experience boosters now, don't they, in Assassin's Creed games now? Ugh, dude, this has to be the biggest lack of self-awareness for a corporation I have ever seen. Nobody who's literally able to grind is going to pay you more money for level skips. And I'm sure there's going to be some people that will pay you because you give them the option. And, of course, when the option is there, people are more likely to use it. But, no. Microtransactions should not be in single-player games whatsoever. There should never be a microtransaction for a single-player game. I don't care if it's a cosmetic. I don't care if it's a microtransaction that helps you get further into the game. No. They should not be a thing. They should be included as an unlockable like they used to be. Nowadays, you got to pay for everything because corporations will try to nickel and dime you no matter what, at any possible moment that they can. But let's get into this article here from that Park Place. It says Ubisoft, a company known for tone-deaf statements and endless microtransactions, just made a tone-deaf statement about microtransactions. In a move that has reignited long-simmering frustrations among gamers, Ubisoft recently doubled down on its controversial monetization strategies. In their latest annual report, the company boldly claimed that microtransactions in premium single-player games enhance the player experience, making it quote-unquote more fun by offering optional ways to personalize avatars or progress more quickly. Why don't you just put that in the game? Why don't you just make customization available in the game? I'm playing Stellar Blade recently, and there are, I think, like 20 to 40 outfits in the game that are available to create in the game. I don't have to pay extra money for that. This assertion, tied to grind-heavy single-player titles like Assassin's Creed, comes amid a backdrop of Ubisoft's extensive history with such practices, where grinding mechanics often feel engineered to nudge players toward real money purchases. And this probably started back with Assassin's Creed Origins, as far as the Assassin's Creed games are concerned, which, in my personal opinion, they're not needed. The backlash has been swift and widespread, with players and critics alike decrying it as corporate greed, because it is, disguised as player empowerment. But this isn't a new chapter, it's the latest in a saga of tone-deaf decisions that have plagued Ubisoft's single-player offerings for years. Ubisoft's defense of microtransactions appears in the company's fiscal year report, where they emphasize that the golden rule, quote-unquote, for premium games is to let players enjoy the full experience without extra spending. However, they argue that add-ons like XP boosters and cosmetics elevate enjoyment for those who choose to pay. Kind of like it's that similar thing that EA was doing with loot boxes, calling them surprise mechanics. Don't y'all remember that? You remember that? When that happened, when EA was saying that loot boxes were surprise mechanics when they were getting pressed by the government? Examples cited include recent Assassin's Creed entries such as Odyssey and Valhalla, where sprawling worlds demand hours of repetitive tasks that can be bypassed with paid accelerators. So maybe I was wrong. It might have not been Origins, it might have been Odyssey. The company positions this as a luxury, but detractors see it as admitting to deliberate predatory design flaws, create tedium, then sell the fix. So yes, they create the problem in the game by making it super hard to grind for levels and equipment and appearances. Or you can sit there and say, here, give me $5 and you can get this EXP booster so you can level up faster. So they create the problem and then sell you the fix. Kind of like how the government would put out a virus into the world and then sell you the solution to it. Ubisoft wasn't always synonymous with single-player microtransactions, but they've been at the forefront since the mid-2010s. The shift began noticeably, yes, with Assassin's Creed Origins 2017, so I was right. Introducing Helix credits for cosmetics, gear, and time savers amid a revamped RPG system that emphasized grinding. This set the template for subsequent titles. For instance, Assassin's Creed Odyssey in 2018 expanded on this with time savers, unique mounts, and ship designs all available for purchase in a massive world filled with fetch quests that many players felt were designed to encourage buying to quicken the pace. Similarly, Assassin's Creed Valhalla from 2020 featured armor sets, settlement decorations, and boosters, drawing backlash for its over 100-hour campaigns where progression often felt grindy and intentionally tied to microtransactions. Yeah, Assassin's Creed Valhalla got very, very boring, and I just stopped playing that game completely. I think after about 40 hours, I was done. Beyond the Assassin's Creed series, Far Cry 5 introduced silver bars for weapons, outfits, and vehicles in a narrative-driven game with co-op elements, leading to criticism over injecting microtransactions into what was primarily a single-player experience. This approach extended to other franchises as well. In Watch Dogs 2, players could buy premium currency for outfits and vehicles, though it was less aggressive than later titles. Far Cry New Dawn continued the trend with crafting materials and perks, while Immortals Phoenix Rising offered boosters and cosmetics that sped up exploration in its mythological open world. Now, I will say, with Immortals Phoenix Rising, again, not necessary at all. I was able to complete that game without spending extra money. Even older games like Assassin's Creed Unity had early experiments with companion apps and in-game purchases, foreshadowing the full integration seen today. Critics argue these mechanics create an uneven playing field where the quote-unquote full game feels incomplete without spending more. I really wouldn't call it an uneven playing field, especially when it's not multiplayer. If it was a multiplayer thing where you could buy things to make your character stronger for a multiplayer experience, then you would have an uneven playing field. However, I do agree that the game does kind of feel incomplete when you have to spend more money to feel like you're actually progressing. And that's for some people, but for most people, I don't think it's that way. The controversy isn't isolated to gameplay. Ubisoft stock has tumbled amid these revelations, with investors questioning the sustainability of such models. In earnings calls, executives have defended the strategy, noting that microtransactions now account for a significant portion of revenue, up to 58% on PC, allowing for quote-unquote ongoing engagement post-launch. Of course, that's the reason they're carrying, because it has a significant portion of revenue, because that's why you got to keep pushing it, because people are going to just keep spending. And the people that keep spending are the people that are allowing this to continue to happen. Yet this has led to accusations of prioritizing shareholders over players. Of course. Every company does this, though. It's not just exclusively to Ubisoft. Every company is out to appease their shareholders. Industry-wide, Ubisoft's stance has sparked debates on ethics in gaming. Outlets have highlighted how these practices exploit completionists, while forums buzz with calls for boycotts. Comparisons to EA's loot box scandals abound, there you go, with users on Reddit and X pointing out that single-player games should be sacred spaces free from monetization pressure. Still, though, some defend Ubisoft, arguing that optional purchases fund free updates, but the overwhelming narrative is one of distrust. Well, if you create an experience that people enjoy, and a lot of people are buying, free updates would be available regardless of people spending money on microtransactions. Facing the uproar, Ubisoft has reiterated that microtransactions are quote-unquote player-friendly. No, they're not, because they literally are enticing you to spend more money because they're just right there. Oh, you wanna get this level up faster? You want to get this skill faster? Pay us $5 to get this booster. And non-essential. CEO Guillemot has emphasized balancing monetization with quality, but actions speak louder. Recent titles continue the trend, and reports of internal turmoil suggest a company struggling to adapt. As an uncertain future looms, the question remains, will Ubisoft rethink its quote-unquote fun formula? No, they won't. As long as people continue to pay, they will not. Or double down on a model that's increasingly seen as outdated. This Ubisoft claim that microtransactions make single-player games quote-unquote more fun reeks of tone-deaf corporate spin, especially given their history of embedding grind to sell solutions. From Origins to Valhalla and beyond, this pattern has eroded trust, turning what could be immersive experiences into cash grabs. Yes, they're not gonna steer off from this, because people are going to keep paying, and for people that keep paying, they're gonna see those people and go, well, they're gonna pay for the next upgrade. It's kind of like Call of Duty. Every single year, people will continue to buy skins for every gun, skins for the characters with each new Call of Duty release. And it's going to happen the same way with new Far Cry releases, new Assassin's Creed releases, new Ghost Recon releases, new Division releases. People are just going to continue to pay into the microtransactions. And because they see such a high revenue increase from these microtransactions, they're going to continue to put them in every single game that comes out. So yes, this is absolutely stupid. Ubisoft is completely tone deaf, and they have lost their way where you used to be able to just get in-game cosmetics by just completing certain tasks when it came to games like Assassin's Creed and games like Far Cry. But Now it seems to be all lost because the only thing that matters to these people are what the shareholders can make on their products. But thank you all for checking out this video. I really do appreciate all the new subscribers, returning subscribers, new viewers, and returning viewers. If you do like this video, smash the like button. Comment below what you feel about all this. Subscribe for more content. Hit the bell for notifications. Set the bell to all. That way you'll get a notification anytime I post a new video. Go live on the channel. I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.